the nations. Peace. Be still. Judah, Gad, Benjamin, Manasseh, Asher, Naphtali, Zebulun, Issachar.
I'm speaking peace over your situation right now.
Dan, Simeon, Ephraim, Reuben. Sea is tossing, evil roaring, waves clashing, times passing, people are lashing. Hear the cries of souls in distress. Trickle of injustice far, it won't rest. Gotta remember, days of old love takes control from evil strongholds. Beast to the sea, birthing racism. Devil don't care about us. Dragon breathe the fire of hateism. Lost souls in the maze of darkness. Evil taking control of the heartless. We must not get distracted from the divine revelation. The teacher generation, to build a holy nation. We are children of the Most High, holy God's precious creation. Most High is calling out to the nation. Say peace, be still. Against the God of peace, destined to make war. The sea is in a rage. Beast roar, release the terrorism from its iron cage. The trail of tears, simulation, souls trapped, named, deleted, enslaved for years. CER in accelerator, man's quest to be the creator. The sea is unrest, colors flashing, flags flying. It's very clear to me why the souls are crying. Virus into the system, get the directories. The root bears evil fruit. Those who have ears, let them hear what the Spirit say. Endure, overcome, I will give you peace. That's everlasting. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Revelation 21, the word of the Most High reads, says, Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the old heaven and the old earth had disappeared, and the sea was also gone. And I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down from the Most High out of heaven like a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. Glory to the Most High. I heard a loud shout from the throne, say, Higher! Glory, glory, glory. Look, the Most High's home is now among his people. He will live with them, and they will be his people. The Most High himself will be with them. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will be no more death or sorrow or crying or pain. All these are gone forever. Peace, be still.
We've been oppressed for so long. We've been held down for too long. We've been through the fire. We've been through the floods. The people starving now. We don't know which way to turn. The teachers teaching lies. Oh, we feeling hopeless. 'Cause we know one day, yeah, oh yeah, your son is gonna return. Oh yeah, have mercy on us. 'Cause we wanna be saved, yeah. Save us from the fire. Oh Lord, won't you save us, yeah. Save us, Lord. Save us from the fire. Save us from destruction that's coming down. Save us from the fire. Oh Lord, won't you save us, Lord. Save us, Lord. Save us from the fire. We've been shot down. We've been knocked down. When we try to build up, they tear down. We're feeling hopeless. And that's why I'm down on my knees, yeah. Asking for you to help us. 'Cause we know one day, yeah, oh yeah, your son is gonna return. Oh yeah, have mercy on us. Save us from the fire. Oh yeah, have mercy on us. Save us from the fire. Oh yeah, have mercy on us. Save us from the fire. 'Cause we wanna be saved, yeah. Save us from the fire. Oh yeah, have mercy on us. Save us from the fire.
Hands lifted, hearts filled with praise. A big bang on hunting, and bless his name. Hands lifted, hearts filled with praise. A big bang on hunting, and bless his name.
I will bless Yahweh at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. Hallelujah. Yeah.
Hands lifted, hearts filled with praise. A big bang for hunting.
All right, my brothers and sisters. I cut that song just a little bit short because we got a long night before us tonight. I want to just welcome all of you all here that are with us. I think we just about got everybody inside of the room. Let me see where I'm at. There we go, right there. Where is my music at? I usually have a little music on right now. I'm going to put that on right now, right there, right there. There it is. I have on a different microphone right now. Brother JD is in the room, and I'm going to be bringing him over just a second. But since he's doing the headphone thing tonight, I thought I could hear him better if I have on some headphones. Before we get over to Brother JD, we're going to say who is in our chat room tonight. Let me go all the way up here. Welcome to the chat room. First in the room tonight was Brother Abraham Talbert and family, all the way from St. Mary's, Georgia. There's Sister Barbara Shockley. There is Coach. We have a coach. We got a team. There's Sister Barbara Benton. There's Brother Brian Johnson, all the way down in Homestead, Florida. Glad he's here with us. Let's see, who else do we have? Brother Reginald from North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. Met that brother over at the High Point conference. So glad you're here with us, Brother Reginald. Sister Linda Jones Vickers, Sister Marie, Sister Elizabeth Mack, Brother Warren. Let's see who else we have. Mr. The Original School. All right. Blessings to you and peace to you also, my brother. Brother Mark P. is in the room. All right, let's see. Who else do we have here? Brother Landon Johnson. How you doing, Brother Landon? I got your email, got your stuff, setting it up, brother. Sister Antoinette Simpson, glad that you're here with us. Sister Lovelace, glad that you're here with us. Brother Claude Williams, glad that you're here with us, brother. Faith and Hope is in the room. Sister Kay Woods is in the room. Sister Kelly Ming, sister up in Philadelphia, she's in the room tonight. Queen Cleo, our other moderator, she is in the room tonight. Devorah Cotton is in the room tonight. I was going to get that right. Sister Brenda Beauclair is in the room tonight. Brother Kenneth Cotton is in the room tonight. All right, Brother Michael Ward. How you doing, brother? For the first time from San Antonio, did you just say San Antonio, Texas? He is from San Antonio, Texas. This is his first time in the room. Y'all know how we do it when it's the first time you're in the room and we know about it. All right, Brother Michael, thank you for being here with us. Let's see, who else do we have? Donald Gordon, how you doing, brother? Let's see, Kamatha Walton, how you doing, sister, from Decatur, Georgia? I think this is her first time here. Let's give her an applause. And let me see how good my memory is. It might be Brother Donald Gordon's first time in the room. Let's see, who else do we have here? Israelite Lives Matter. Man, Fayetteville, North Carolina. First time in the room, I believe. But if you're not, I used to live in Fayetteville, North Carolina, on Shamby Street. All right. Let's see, who else do we have in our room tonight? Brother Warren says, y'all make sure you wash your hands. Brother Claude Williams. Brother Claude, I think this is your first time in the room, in the chat room. Glad to have you here with us, brother. Let's see, who else do we have here? All right. And then we got Brother J.D. Israel, who is our reader tonight. Thank the Almighty for him being in the room. Let's bring Brother J.D. in. Brother J.D., where are you, my brother?
Can you hear me? Mic check.
Oh, man, we got you loud and clear. How you been, my brother?
I'm good. You?
Man, let me fix myself. I'm so big. Let me bring me. There we go. There we go. See, I can do all of this stuff now, Brother JD.
That was good.
Yeah, I can fix it up, bring you in. There you go. Look at that. That's even better. How you been, man?
Good. Hanging in there.
What's been happening over in your neck of the woods?
It's quiet. I have no friends.
Oh, no, that's not good. That's not good, brother. That's not good at all. You got to have friends. It's 2020. Where, this is the time of the year, Brother JD, you really don't, I got all this grease on me. This is the time of the year, brother, you don't want a lot of friends. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah, you don't want a lot of friends. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to cut my lights on. So I just noticed that I don't have any lights on. And my camera is doing pretty good without any lights, brother. Man, that was pretty good. Um, you know, I'm getting this social media, all of this stuff down pretty good, Brother JD.
Yeah, it looks good.
Didn't you have some headphones on earlier?
I don't know.
Yeah, you had on headphones, and I told everybody I was gonna put on my headphones because you got on your headphones.
I took them off 'cause, I
You
don't
took
think I
them
need them.
off. Okay, well, see, I don't want to be sitting up here with some big old headphones on. I really don't.
Yeah,
So,
you look ridiculous. Get those off.
yeah, man. Listen, I look like I'm on some radio show or something. I'm gonna take these things off. I'm gonna listen. I can fix it. I can do that real quick, and I'm gonna do that real quick too. Um, but in the meantime, brother JD, we got a lot going on, my brother.
Yep.
I'm gonna put these other headphones on. I just didn't want you to be by yourself having the big ears on, you know?
Yep. I think last time we did it, there was an echo, so I had to put mine on, but there's no echo now.
There it goes. Oh man, you can tell the difference in these. The ones I have on, man, they're like state of the art. Let me put them behind me. They're like
You
state
good?
of the art, man. What a difference in the sound. It was like super loud and all like that. So let me fix that, brother. But anyway, I got that fixed right there. Let me cut a little bit of this down and that down. That's how we have to make these adjustments. Brother JD, we have some good lessons. Let's open up with prayer. Then we're going to get into this. Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight as we come to you in the name of your only begotten Son. We ask that you'll bless those that are in the chat room, bless those that are watching. Let this lesson be for those that need to receive it to give understanding. These things we ask, amen. So, Brother JD, we had a lesson a few nights ago, and that lesson was on part one was the understanding the seals and how everything unfolds. We went into Revelation. We talked about the trumpets, and we did a lesson where we opened up Revelations, the 8th chapter and the 16th chapter, and we compared the signs, the opening of the trumpets. Every time a trumpet comes, then here comes a vial that's going to be opened up. And the reason why we did that is so that people can understand chronological sequential order. Because as you know now, everybody is saying a whole bunch of stuff, man. Every time something happens, it's going down. And so I was inspired to do this lesson in such a way that we can let people know and understanding the sequential order of things so that they don't get frustrated every time there's a YouTube video that's saying that this is the wrath of God. So what we showed in those lessons was that the wrath of God does not come until the seventh seal. And then we showed what comes in the sixth seal, which was the abomination of the desolation spoken by Daniel, the prophet. And then he is going to be removed in the sixth seal. We showed that when the Antichrist gets over into Jerusalem, that the seals 1 through 5 are going to unfold over a 3.5 year, well, actually 1 through 6, over a 3.5 year period, because he's only going to be there for 3.5 years. And then the Messiah shows up, and then on the sixth seal and the seventh seal, when that is loose, we showed that there's going to be 7 angels with 7 trumpets, which is in the 8th chapter of Revelation. And every time a trumpet is sounded, we took them over to Revelations, the 16th chapter, and let them see the comparison. And what unfolded, the wrath of God, was very similar and very clear as to what takes place. So we also brought out the abomination of desolation and what he's going to do. Tonight, I want to I didn't intend on doing a part 3, but this subject is very related. So for those that need to find it, they can listen to 1, 2, and 3, which I am confident, brothers and sisters, will give you a whole, complete understanding of what you need to know, especially in these last days, because there's been a lot of debates going on. We're in the 400 years, 1619, 2019. We told everybody that wasn't going to happen last year. Brother JD, you know, they was getting ready to throw me out last year. So when August ran around, they said, well, it's a process. It's getting ready to happen. And then we went all the way to the end of the year. And then somebody says, no, it's really going to be next year, August, because when you subtract 1619 from 2020, that's 400. Well, I knew that wasn't going to happen either, because we read this here book and we know what this book is saying, and we're supposed to know what the book is saying. So in July, I kind of dropped the seed a little bit to see what was going to happen, and nothing happened. In August, nothing happened. September, nothing happened. October, nothing happened. And well, I don't have to count the months because nothing is going to happen, but still we need to give our people some understanding, which is what we're going to do. And that's why you look at part 1, part 2, it lets you know what's going on. So what we have is we were able to set up a Bible and some comparisons so you can look, brothers and sisters, as to what is going on out there, because there's a lot going on. And believe it or not, Brother JD and I really want you to know what's going on. And that's why we do this. That's why we spend our time in doing that. So what I'm going to do, Brother JD, I think that it's important that timing is one thing. So I titled this subject tonight, The Day of the Lord. The sun, the moon, and the stars will not show their shining, their consolation, their illumination. And whenever we read that scriptures, it lets us know something. So I think it's good to go to that, brothers and sisters, tonight. So I want y'all to be patient with us, because we're here for you. And that's why I cut that song short, so we can get into the midst of that. So one thing to do, Brother Brother JD, we got two moderators.
Don't be calling me Julius.
You know, I've been talking to him a lot. That's what it is.
Is he here? I didn't see him.
He may be on a little bit later. We have two moderators in the room, Sister Queen Cleo and Sister Coach, and they will put the scriptures up because we have two Bibles, and they will put up the scriptures and keep you all abreast. And if you have a question, please put a Q in front of it. They will address it and hold it and write it down and hold it at the end. Also, please, brothers and sisters, let's try to keep the chat room professional. That's what we try to do here on this channel. You don't have to agree with what I'm saying. I'm going to be reading the scriptures, and you can always send us an email, and we would be more than happy to address anything. So that being said, Brother JD, I want to get into this scripture that is dealing with a lot of that, which is over in Matthew. And I think we have to go back to Matthew just to kind of bring things to light. So we're going to go to Matthew, the 24th chapter, and we're going to pick up when this started. I'm going to go through this very quickly, brothers and sisters, so you can understand. And I used to be a college adjunct professor, so forgive me. I'm just used to giving a recap. So the question is going to be, Brother JD, there's three questions that they wanted to know. And when was going to be the sign of his coming and the end of the world? So we're going to go over here to Matthew. Let me pull it up here, the 24th chapter. And we're going to just pick it up in verse 15, because that's when Jesus gave the answer. When shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? If you can just read that for us real quick.
When you therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand.
So first thing we got to realize, brothers and sisters, is that if you want to know when the end of the world is going to come and the sign of its coming, you have to look right here. Now let's skip down to verse number 21. What's going to happen when he gets in that seat, brother JD?
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. You can stop there. We're going to go over now to verse number 29 because since there's going to be a great tribulation, verse 29 tells us what's going to happen immediately after the tribulation. Verse 29 and 30.
immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Now, this is important, brothers and sisters, because what we're just trying to show you is that when he returns, we're giving you chronological order. That's what we're doing tonight. We're giving you chronological order. There's going to be the abomination of desolation, stand in the holy place, spoken by Daniel the prophet. So in order to get that, we're going to have to go over to Daniel, the 7th chapter. And Daniel talks about this because if the Messiah told you to go look at Daniel, spoken by Daniel, this is where a lot of brothers and sisters fall at. They don't go look at Daniel to see what he was talking about. It's right here. Pick it up in Daniel saw this dream, brothers and sisters, and he saw these four beasts, but he was mainly concerned with the fourth beast. But the Almighty wanted him to know about all of them. Go ahead and start that up in verse number 17, brother JD.
These great beasts, which are four kingdoms which shall arise out of the earth.
Uh-huh.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet.
Okay, so we're not going to be concerned with this, but we want to go to let you know that he's going to be in a position. But when he was letting Daniel know, don't worry about the fourth beast, because read it in verse number 21.
I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them.
What you do need to know, brothers and sisters, is that this fourth beast is going to make war with this fourth beast and this Antichrist. When he is in that position, he's going to be in the holy place, operating as if he is the Most High. He's going to think to change times and seasons and all of that. And he's going to be there and he's going to make war with the saints and he will prevail against them. How long would he prevail against them, brother JD? In verse 22.
So before we read that, let's 21, let's learn something on the way to learning something. Verse 21 just kills the pre-rapture before the tribulation. Right.
Absolutely.
There. That just kills it.
Kills it right there. So there's no, you're not going to be raptured all to escape from this, brothers and sisters. The only way you can get from this is to get into the place of safety. We talked about that a little bit the other night. But right now, as Brother JD says, all of these Roman Catholic religions teaching that you're going to be raptured off ain't going to happen. Thank you, Brother JD. How long was this horn that's going to make war with the saints, how long is he going to prevail?
Until the Ancient of Days came and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
And we're going to possess the kingdom. But now, what people want to know, that how long is he going to be there? How long is he going to be there? In verse number 25, he tells you.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. I think you should break that down for new people.
Go ahead and break that down, Brother JD.
So time is 1 year, times, plural, is 2 years, and the dividing of time is a half a year, which is 3.5 years.
3.5 years, brothers and sisters. That's how long he's going to be there. Okay? And that's important because we're picking this up here to letting you know how long he's going to be there. Now, Brother JD, we're going to jump over to the 12th chapter of Daniel. The 12th chapter of Daniel. I'm going to go over here and do it real quick this way. I may have to pull it up this way, but we're going to go to Daniel, the 12th chapter. And because Daniel talks about this is why the Messiah says, go talk to Daniel. Daniel will tell you all what's going on with this. If you can pick it up in, you know what? Let's read this whole book, this whole chapter. Because this is what you have to understand, people. Y'all know that the reason why people don't understand this stuff is because they don't want to read. We read on this Bible study. Okay? So go ahead and pick it up, Brother JD.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
Now hold it right there, Brother JD. I'm going to put up two Bibles now because now I'm going to go over here to Matthew 24 and we're going to read about that. There's going to be a time like never time before. And I got over there Bible A, Bible B. So what we're reading is, brothers and sisters, we're comparing. So I didn't do this last night, but you all can look at this and compare it. So, Brother JD, read verse 21 and 22.
Matthew
24, yeah, Matthew 24, 21, and 22. That's what's on Bible A. That's in Bible A. And Brother JD's going to read that verse because now those of you all have your pen and paper, when you get to Matthew, you can write down Daniel, the 12th chapter. And then go over to Daniel, the 12th chapter, and write down Matthew 24, write down 21 and 22. Listen to this.
For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved.
Now, keep going.
But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened.
Because now, brothers and sisters, what we're reading is, we already know, Brother JD broke down what that Daniel 7 and 25, that man is going to be in charge for a time and a half of a time. Okay? So he just read that. Now go ahead, Brother JD. You read the 12th chapter, verse 1 of Daniel one more time.
And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people, and there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book.
That's on Bible B. So in other words, if you're only going to be delivered, brothers and sisters, if you are able to make it through. How do you find yourself written in the Lamb's book? Is to you're being judged right now. That's why you don't want to deal with this Christmas and Halloween and this Easter stuff, and you're going to debate with people. No, today's the Sabbath. No, Sunday's the Sabbath. We already know when the Sabbath is. We already know what the dietary law. We already know that the Most High has his own holy days in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. We're not fooling with these people. They can fool around if they want to. We're not fooling around. We're Israel. We know who we are. We know what we got to do. So we're not fooling around with these people and all of this mess. But what we're going to do is we're going to make sure our names are found written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Now we're going to pick it up just in that one little verse. Go ahead and read that, Brother JD. What's going to happen after that? Because you got to remember something, brothers and sisters. Daniel is giving you the dream and the vision very quickly. So understand this. Once you understand this lesson, even from part 1, part 2, you'll start putting things together. Go ahead and read verse number 2, JD, because after a while, what's going to happen?
And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
Keep going.
And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteous as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, how long shall it be to the end of these wonders?
See, how long is it going to be to the end of these wonders? Keep going.
And I heard the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times, and an half. And when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished.
Oh, so now, see, there's that time, times, and a half a time. Go ahead and break that down, Brother JD. I'm going to highlight that.
Time, 1 year. Times, plural, 2 years. And a half is 3.5 years. I guess it should say 7, because all these other Christian congregations keep saying we got a 7-year tribulation coming.
Don't they keep saying that? We got a 7-year.
But I can't read it.
I can't read it nowhere, brother. I have no idea where they're getting this from. They got books, and the problem is people would sit there and they would listen to the choir. This man or whoever says this, and then they run around and say, it's going to be a 7-year tribulation. We're not reading that. This SDA is teaching there's a 7-year tribulation. We're not reading that nowhere at all, brothers and sisters. So you know what I'm going to do, Brother JD? I'm going to you read verse 7, right?
Correct.
Now we're going to go over to, I want to go over to, I'm trying to look at my notes here, because I still want to bring up that time, times, and a half a time again.
You can go to Revelation 11.
How about
Or
the 13th
Revelation
chapter?
13. Yeah, Revelation 13.
Revelations 13. And I want to leave this here. I'm going to go to the Dual Bible, and we're going to go to Revelations, the 13th chapter. Because, brothers and sisters, we keep getting the same thing no matter where we go at. All of this Bible is saying the same thing. We're going to go to Revelations the 13. Where are you, Revelations? There you go.
13:5.
Yeah, I did something wrong here. Revelations, the 13th chapter. And you know what, Brother JD? Pick it up in verse number, pick it up in verse 1. So we can get the story here. Verse 1. Listen to this, brothers and sisters.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy.
Now that beast that he saw having 7 heads and 10 horns, I'm going to let you know who that is. We're going to go right back over here to Daniel because Daniel told you who it was, who that beast is, having 7 heads and 10 horns. We're going to go right back to Daniel so that you can see that all of this Bible is saying the same thing over and over and over. When Daniel wanted to know, he said he saw 4 great beasts coming up out of the sea. And in verse number 4, he said one was like a lion. Verse 5, another one was like a beast. Another beast was like a bear. And then verse 6, I beheld another was like a leopard. Okay, and then it keeps going. He lets you know all of this stuff that's going on. But then when he saw this 4th beast, that bothered Daniel. Because he says these 4 great beasts are 4 and kings upon the earth. Now the reason why they have 7 heads that you read over here, brothers and sisters, right here, having 7 heads and 10 horns, I'm going to highlight that real quick. The reason why
Who's
is
the
because
current
of
fourth
this.
beast? Who's the current 4th beast for the new people?
Rome, brothers and sisters. That's who it is, Rome. Because this first beast, he had 1 head. And then there was another beast, he's got 1 head. So that's 2. But look at this third one here. A leopard, which had 4 heads. So that's 1, 2, this is 6, which means the 4th beast is another head. That's why it's got 7 heads. And that Rome will be, there's 10 dynasties of Rome. We're not going to get into that, but you look right here. Revelations tells you. This is why we're going to compare it. Go ahead and read that in verse number 2, Brother JD.
Revelation 13:2.
13 and 2.
All right, you got to go. I go slower because I'm looking on my book.
Okay, that's all right.
Since you're Mr. Speedy Gonzalez now.
Well, yeah, man, I got 2 Bibles sitting up here now. You know, you got 2 Bibles and this software, man. I want to thank all of you all for your support on this channel because we're able to do things and bring you a Bible study at this level. We're getting there. I know we're getting there. All right, Brother JD, there you go. Bible A. Brother JD is going to be reading from Bible A. Bible A is Revelations the 13th chapter. Bible B is Daniel, the 7th chapter. Now that's important because I'm going to show you something. Go ahead, Brother JD, in verse number 2.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
Well, stop right there. There's a leper right there. Okay, keep going.
And his feet were as the feet of a bear.
There's a bear right there.
And his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
There's a lion right there. So if you could notice what John did, he just gave them in reverse order. That's all he did. Keep going.
And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wandered after the beast.
Okay, keep going.
Break that down. Verse 3.
I don't have my notes on that. It gets deep, but you go ahead
Rome,
if you got
Rome,
that.
Rome rose and fell, and they're trying to put themselves back together again, right?
How many times are they supposed to fall?
They rose and fell 10 times, right?
Well, they on the night. They on the
Yeah,
10th time right now.
they're on the 10th time, so
So this is
they're
gonna be
wounded,
it right here, brother
right?
JD.
They were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast, which is going
Keep
to be Rome.
which is wrong. How do we know it's wrong, brother JD? Tell them how we know it's wrong.
What you mean? How do we know it's Rome? Okay, I'll take you right to it. Let's go to Second Thessalonians.
Second Thessalonians. Well, let's not take them the long way. Let's take them the short way.
Well, I can't. I do the Bible, so you go ahead and give them the short way.
Well, the short way is this, brothers and sisters. In history, we know that Rome defeated Greece. Because the first beast was Babylon, the second was the Medes and the Persians, the third was Greece because Greece defeated the Medes and the Persians. And if you want to know who the fourth beast is, just look in world history and who defeated Greece. Alexander the Great, Rome. All right, Brother JD, I just took them the short way. But can
There
we
you
have
go.
the scripture that you were going to give?
Yeah. Let me go to it first.
I
Sorry.
want the chat room to have it so they can have it. So brothers and sisters, what we're showing you is Revelations the 13th chapter, Daniel the 7th chapter, and we're showing you a comparison in Bible A, Bible B. And when we get back to it, Bible A is going to be Revelations the 13th chapter. Bible B is Daniel the 7th chapter. So you can see that the vision is the same. What's that scripture, Brother JD?
Second Thessalonians, 2 and 4. Actually, 2 and 3. That's where it starts.
Okay. You want me to
And
go
then,
there?
yeah, we might as well. If
We
you
might as
real
well.
quick.
So let's go there real quick, brothers and sisters. Let's go there real quick. And it's going to be right here, Second Thessalonians. I took you the history route intentionally. Second Thessalonians, what is it, Brother JD? 3?
2 and 3. Read till you've had enough.
I'm going to do a lesson showing that the Bible can be confirmed by prophecy. Listen to this. That ye be so not shaken in mind or in trouble, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means. Let me bring that back up so we can see it there. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. You want me to keep going?
Yep.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God, Brother JD.
Okay, stop. Now, we go back and forth with Daniel, right? To prove it.
Absolutely.
Okay, now go to Daniel 11:37.
Daniel 11:37. So this is what we call putting line upon line, precept upon precept, brothers and sisters. And the reason why we have to do this is because we want to confirm who is that little guy that's going to be over there. Daniel 11:37.
Start at
Listen to
36.
this.
Start
I'm
at
sorry,
36. Start at
36.
36.
Because we read this the other night, but I want you to see it because we didn't bring it out from Thessalonians. Well, listen to this because you're going to see how he's going to do. You want to start with
36.
36. And it's got in verse 36, and the king. It's talking about the little guy, brothers and sisters, who's going to put himself over there in Jerusalem. He's not going to put himself there. They're going to put him there. Because the Bible says he's going to be placed there. And the king And that's in Bible A. I'm reading in Daniel 11:36. And Brother JD has in Bible B, 2 Thessalonians 3. Is it 2 and 3, Brother JD, you have?
2 for chapter 2,
Chapter
verse
2.
3
Yeah, we're going
3
and
and
we
verse
just
4.
and we're going to compare that. So I'm going to read this for him. And the king shall do according to his will, and he shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and speak marvelous things against the God of gods, and shall prosper till the indignation be accomplished. For that is determined shall be done.
Now, before you read the next verse, is the Pope married?
No, he's not married.
Does he talk about women at all?
No, man, he don't.
Oh,
Brother JD, he don't even talk about. He don't even talk about even that day they got called Valentine's Day. He don't even talk about getting nobody nothing for their Valentine's Day.
that's right. That's right. So read verse 37. So we
Verse
can
37.
37.
Okay.
So we can put a fingerprint on who the heck it is, and people stop
Okay.
pretending.
Neither shall he regard the God of his fathers, nor desire women, nor regard any God, for he shall magnify himself above God.
Now read verse 2 Thessalonians verse 4. You're already
Who,
there.
who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is God or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
There, that's the end of that chapter. Take me to court.
That's it. Brother JD, case closed. In fact, this was one of the scriptures that we had tonight over in Revelation. Well, I want to go back and read Revelation, but I want y'all to look at these scriptures. Write them down for your notes. In Bible A, we got Daniel 11:37. And in Bible B, we got 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. Okay? So you look at that because the point that we're trying to make, brothers and sisters, is that when people say, wait a minute, the 400 years and it's going down, it's not going to go down until this goes down. You ain't going nowhere. You're not leaving nowhere. Babylon, all of Babylon is going to fall. Ain't nothing going to, don't, listen. See, we giving you book, chapter, and verse tonight. That's what a lot of people are not used to. Book, chapter, and verse. Okay? Nothing is going down until this goes down, what we just read. Okay? This is the next big thing to happen, what we just read. Okay, so let's pick that up, Brother JD, again. We were over in Revelations, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go back over here. I'm going to put, see, what do we have here? We have here Daniel. I'm going to put back up here Revelation. We're going to go back to Revelation where we were reading that. And we were reading in the 13th chapters, brothers and sisters.
We're continuing on 13 and 4.
And then we're going to go over here on this side. We're going to go to Daniel. We're going to go back to Daniel so you all can see what Daniel saw. And you're reading the same thing. So Daniel, the 7th chapter, and what Brother JD just read was this. In Revelations 13, he just read that who these beasts are. Daniel read it backwards, which is okay because he's given his dream from his perspective. He saw a beast like unto a leopard, feet of a bear, mouth of a lion. There it is right here. 4 beasts came up from the sea. A lion over here in Daniel and Bible B. We had Daniel 7 And 4, it tells you a lion, there's the bear, and there is the leper. And the reason why it had 10 heads is because the leper over here in Bible 4 had 4 heads. And so that's 4, 5, 6. But the fourth beast itself is a head of its own. That's why it has 7. Okay, Brother JD, go ahead and pick that up
Verse 4.
Bible A. You in verse number 3?
I'm
Like you
on
read
verse
verse
4 now.
3, 4. Okay, go ahead.
And they
Oh, you
worship.
read verse 5 because he was speaking a great blasphemies. And you took us over to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 to show that these things we're going to be speaking. But pick it up in verse number 5.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name and his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
Now let's stop right there. I'm going to hold this, brothers and sisters, because we're going to go over here to Bible B. And I know we read this, but I just wanted to show it to you again so you can cross-reference these scriptures. Okay? So remember in Bible A, we are at Revelation's 13th chapter. So you might want to make a cross-reference over there like this. Now read verse number 17 again. We're in Daniel 7 and 17.
7:17. These great beasts, which are four kingdoms which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
Now this gets important, brothers and sisters, because he's only going to do this for a little while. Read verse 25. Just so you all can see the connection here.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
There you go again, brothers and sisters. Because Brother JD read that in verse number 5. I'm going to make Bible A blue. Remember, he already explained over here in Bible A, Bible B, that's Daniel 7 and 25. He already explained to you what a time, times and a half a time was. 3.5 years. But read verse number 5 in Bible A. I made that blue. Y'all check that out.
Read verse 5.
Yes. Daniel,
And there was,
Revelations 13 and 5.
and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
And we know how long 42 months is, Brother JD. Go ahead and tell us.
That's 3.5 years.
Same thing, brothers and sisters. You see, they say it differently, but it's all the same thing because all of these prophets are saying the same thing. Everybody's giving us the same warning over and over and over again. But when every time that there's an earthquake or a tsunami and this and that, it's the plagues. We haven't even, when you look at the lesson from part 1, part 2, you know when the plagues are. Okay, we're not going to go into all of that again tonight. We're not going to beat that up. But the part I want to tell you is that when you read this, you'll know when the Most High and when everything is, as you say, going down. It's not going down until this guy gets in power. When he gets in power, then for some people it's going to be too late. Okay, Brother JD, we read this 42 months again. Okay, so power is going to give to him, and he's going to overcome the saints. Isn't that the part we just read? Read verse number 7.
And it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
And you can just look at verse 25, 7 and 25. There it is. He shall speak great words against the Most High. He shall wear out the saints of the Most High. When it says speak great words against the Most High, he's putting himself in position as if he is the Most High. As Brother JD
Yay!
read in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 and 4.
Yeah. Sunday's the Sabbath day. Yeah. New times and laws.
Yeah. December the 25th is his, now that's the birthday now. He's going to
Hey,
wear
guess
out the,
guess what?
what's that,
I
Brother JD?
as the Pope now have no problem with two people who are gay and are married. They should have equal rights.
Equal rights. So now that's the new law. That's the new law.
You
See,
can't make this stuff up.
you can't make this up, brothers and sisters. I mean, the Bible is unfolding right before your eyes, and some people are worried about 1619 to 2019. In the meantime, the Bible is unfolding in front of you. It's letting you know who that system and person is.
Right. Let me make another point.
Okay.
And you and I talked about this earlier, but it's been bugging me.
Okay.
We've got too many of our people focused on dates and skin colors and everything else like that, and you're going to be just as blind as the Gentiles you're arguing with because you're not looking for the signs and breaking things down.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Brother, you could not have put that nail on top of the hammer on top of the nail as best as it just was said. Because we waste our time. See, the mad Hebrew who don't realize, like the scripture says, you be like mad dogs in the street. You're still trying to put people who you did this to me and you did that to me and the Most High is going to whip you and you're going to do this. He did say that they will come and get guidance from you and that you will rule them. But that rule is not like you would see like in slavery. It's righteous because Israel is supposed to be the light to the nations.
Not only that, how many years does a Hebrew have a slave and when can they go free?
Jubilee.
6 years
And
they shall be your servant, and on the seventh
seventh
year
year.
they shall go free, unless they say, "I love my master and
Absolutely.
the wife that he gave me, and I want to stay." Then you get branded.
Then you get
There's none of this hostility that we saw because our forefathers sinned against the Lord because he told us what he was going to do to us. Now we want to yell at the Gentiles and blame them.
absolutely. Whose fault is it? He says, I will give your wife to another. I will sell your children to another. He got to use somebody to do it. Let's pick this back up, JD.
That's right. Don't get me fired up.
He's going to think to change times and laws, and they should be given into his hand for a time, times, and a dividing of time. So, brothers and sisters, what we have here is showing this to you, how long this person is going to be in this position. That's what we keep showing you now. Now, we got to get over to this other part because what a lot of people don't understand is break all of this down. When is all this going to happen? How long is this going to be? He's giving it to us right here. But let's go to Revelations, Brother JD. I want to go to Revelation. We're already here. But let's go to Revelations, the 6th chapter. Revelations, the 6th chapter.
We haven't even gotten to the sun and the moon yet, have we?
No, that's why we're going to go over there real quick right now.
We're
We're going to
here
get to
now.
the sun. We're going to get to the heart of all of this, brothers and sisters, right now. And then we're going to go over here to Bible B, and we're going to put that on. The reason why I did that, Brother JD, because I want people to understand when all of this stuff is going to take place. I'm going to put this back on Matthew, the 24th chapter, and I'm going to come back and put, this is Bible B. Bible B, we've already read that when you shall see the abomination of the desolation spoken by Daniel, stand in the holy place. We already let you know that that's prophetically going to happen and how long it's going to be. And then he says, and then you shall see great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. And then he said, except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake. The reason why I'm reading that, brothers and sisters, because in verse 29, it says immediately after the tribulation of those days. Okay, read, Brother JD, verse 29 in Bible B. That's Matthew 24 and 29.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
Go ahead, verse 30.
And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Okay, now let's jump over to Revelation, the 6th chapter. That's in Bible A, brothers and sisters, Bible A. Because what I want you to see, as we showed the other day, that these seals are going to be opened up very quickly. Here's seal number 1. Read chapter 6, verse 1.
And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer.
Now, brothers and sisters, that is the abomination of the desolation spoken by Daniel, right here. That is seal 1. When you see that seal open in Revelation, the 6th chapter, that's when that is. You won't see the seals open up until that happens. So just make sure you understand that. Then all of these other seals are going to be open. I'm not going to read them. I'm not going to read seal 1. Then when he opened up the 3rd seal, we're not going to read all that. We're going to get down here to the 6th seal, because this takes place over a 3.5-year period. Listen to this, Brother JD. Read Revelation 6 and 12. That's on the Bible A side. Go ahead.
And I beheld when he had opened the 6th seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood, and the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
There you are, brothers and sisters. So we compared. There it is. And we're getting into the heart of the lesson. The sun shall be darkened. The moon shall not give her light. And the stars shall fall in heaven. I'm going to leave this one up, Brother JD. I'm going to leave Bible A up. That's Revelation 6, 12, 13, and 14. Revelation's the 6th chapter, verse 12. I'm going to leave that up on Bible B. We're going to go to Luke, Brother JD, Luke 21. Luke 21. So we can just see this, that all of the Gospels are making mention of this. Luke 21, and we're going to go down because the heart of the lesson tonight is the sun, the moon, and the stars, the day of the Lord, the day of the Lord. Let's pick it up in verse number 21. We're in Luke 21 on Bible B, Luke 21, and we're going to read starting from verse number 24. Go ahead, Brother JD.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Now that's saying a whole lot, brothers and sisters, because that's what's going to happen. See, we right now are in the time of the Gentiles, but when that time is fulfilled, all the nations, they should be led away captive in all the nations, and Jerusalem's going to be trodden down. Because he already told us in Revelations to measure the temple, because it's going to be there for the Gentiles for a time, times and a half a time. We read that last night. Go ahead and read verse number 25, Brother JD.
Wait a minute, I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
So verse 24 says they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. So is the time of the Gentiles fulfilled?
Not yet.
Well, then who's in the land, brother?
Oh, you're starting something, Brother JD.
I'm just asking a simple question. As we're learning as we're going, who the heck is in the land? Because somebody's lying. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but the Jews ain't home because the Gentiles' time is not up. Take me to. I'll say it again. This is my word. Take me to court.
All right. See, this is on the way of learning something. You learn something, brothers and sisters. You can't make this up, Brother JD, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So now, what's going to happen in verse 25? Luke 21 and 25.
And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
This is the different way of saying Bible A, which is Revelation 6 and 12. Keep going.
And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh.
Your redemption is going to draw nigh. Let's go over to the book of Mark. Mark. We're getting into the sun shall be darkened, the moon shall not give her light, and the stars are going to fall from heaven. The coming of the Most High. We're going to go to Mark, the 13th chapter, and we're going to pick it up in verse number 14. Mark, that's Bible B. Mark, the 13th chapter, and verse 14. Listen to this.
13, 14, right?
Yeah, read just verse 14.
But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not, let him that readeth understand. Then let them that be in Judea flee to the mountains.
Okay, now pick it up in verse number 19.
For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation which God created unto this time, neither shall be. And except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he has chosen, he has shortened the days.
Okay. Now look at, now what's going to happen in those days? Start with verse number 24 through 27.
But in those days, after that, the tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And then shall he send his angels, and shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost part of the earth to the uttermost part of heaven.
So, brother, there we go. Am I back?
No, you're not back.
Okay. So what I'm saying then, brothers and sisters, when you read this, we've read this in Matthew, Mark, Luke. All of these prophets are saying this. In Revelations, they're saying it. The sun's going to be darkened, the moon, and you see this happening after the 3.5 year tribulation. Because over there in Matthew 6 and 12, when that sixth seal is open, that's it. He's going to be removed. The Messiah is going to remove him. That's why we had to read in Daniel, he's going to be there until the Ancient of Days come. But there is a sign when the Ancient of Days, who is Jesus when he comes. The sun's going to be darkened, the moon's not going to give her light, and the stars are going to fall from heaven, and the skies are going to roll back like a scroll. Look at that over there in verse 14. Brother JD, let's just read that again in verse number 12 in Bible A, Revelation 6 and 12.
And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair.
When
and the
does that
moon
happen? Did you say that happens on the sixth seal? Brothers and
Sixth seal.
sisters, you haven't even seen the wrath of God until the seventh seal. That's when seven trumpets and angels with seven trumpets come out. It's not until the seventh seal where you see seven angels with seven vials of wrath come out. It's not in the sixth seal. The sixth seal is when the Messiah comes and takes that guy who has been tormenting, speaking against God, going against the saints of God for the last 3.5 years. So then what's going to happen, Brother JD?
And the stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And
Now,
the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
I want to go over to Isaiah because Isaiah talks about this too. You see, this is what we call
what
putting
does Jesus say? He says something like, by the mouth of what?
2 or 3 witnesses.
Shall a what?
Fact be established.
That's why we got all these witnesses. So you got to stop lying. Stop lying. We got all these witnesses in this book.
I don't know who it's coming from, Brother JD. I don't know. This 400-year doctrine is coming from Hebrews. And I love my Hebrews. I love my Hebrews.
I
I
love
love
them.
my
I love
brothers and
them.
sisters. I
Stop
love
lying.
them. But
Stop
when
lying. I love
you
you.
got
Stop
to
lying.
understand sequential order of events. You can't get people all off. You got to give them sequential order of events. Because when we read these scriptures that we can go over, he's going to let you know when he's going to gather you. Let's look at this, Brother JD. Let's go to Isaiah. I'm going to leave Bible A at Revelation 6 chapter verses 12 through 14. That's the sixth seal. And that's when he's going to return. I think we get that right now. Let's go over to chapter Isaiah in Bible B. We're going to Isaiah, the 11th chapter. Pick it up, Brother JD. You know what? Let's go to verse number 6. So is it 6 I want to go to? Yeah, I just want to let you know. No, not 6. I want to go to verse number 11. Pick it up in verse number 10. Verse 10. That's what I want. Verse 10.
And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious.
Uh-huh.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. Guess what? Before we continue,
Yeah. Fix it up, brother.
all those are black nations except for Hamath. What's he? I thought he was going to gather all the Israelites from Germany and the UK.
Well, that would be from the islands of the sea.
Come on, man. The primary place of our people, which is the 9 tribes, is look at Cush. Cush is Ethiopian.
Cush is Ethiopia.
Come on, that should be just a dead ringer right there.
It should be. And so, and this is what I'm letting you know, brothers and sisters, it's going to be in that day. He's not going to grab you at the end of 400 years that don't exist. It's already happened. It's not going to happen until in that day. In that day. Keep going, brother JD. What's he going to do?
Should we move back to Jerusalem right now? Because I'll do him a favor. I'll pay for the ticket. That way he doesn't have to gather me later. So should I just go there now and I'll meet him there?
Brother, if I was you, I'd stay away from Jerusalem because that city is going to be tore up.
Wait a minute. Okay, I won't go there. Should I go to Africa so I can just be a little closer?
Brother, I wouldn't go there either.
Thank you.
Now, and Brother JD, so we can see where he's going to get it from, read verse number 12, Isaiah 11 and 12.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the 4 corners of the earth.
If you want to go to Africa, but you don't have to go to Africa because he's going to gather the outcasts that are dispersed from the 4 corners of the earth. He's going to do that. And brothers and sisters, let's find out when that's going to be, Brother JD. Let's go to Isaiah. We read that in the 11th chapter, but let's just go over 2 more books, and let's find out a little bit more about this. We're going to go to the 13th chapter of Isaiah, and we're going to pick it up, brother, in verse, so we can see where we are with timing. Read verse number 6.
Howl ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
See, this is going to happen. Can't nobody stop this, brothers and sisters. This right here is going to happen. The day of the Lord is at hand, and there's going to be destruction from the Almighty. So again, in Bible B, we in Isaiah, the 13th chapter. We just read verse 6. But Brother JD, pick it up in verse number 9.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
So how do we know he's going to come? What sign are we going to look at, Brother JD? Look at verse number 10.
For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
Then what's going to happen in verse number 11?
And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Brother JD, can we put line upon line, precept upon precept? This is, you see, we're reading Isaiah, and I left Revelations, the 6th chapter, on Bible A up. So when you go back and read these prophets and what they're saying, you can see something. Brother JD, read Revelation 6th chapter.
I'm not reading anything. I want you to look at verse 11 first.
Verse 11? Okay.
I'm getting fired up here. I always got to tell people to start slowing down and reading these scriptures and break them down. Bring that back up. verse
Okay.
11, because I'm getting tired. And I
I
will
will.
punish. Now listen, America. I keep hearing, God bless America, while you commit all these atrocities. Now let me read that verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil. How many is the world, Pastor Johnson? Is that everybody or
That,
just the Middle East?
that's everybody, brother.
Thank you. Enough. Enough. God does not bless Sodom and Gomorrah. Let's move on.
And brother JD, you got you. I know you get fired up, brother. But when you get fired up, I get fired up. Because what happens is, brothers and sisters, when we start looking at this 400 years, America's going to go, it's going down. Brother JD, when the Almighty returns, everybody's going down.
Everybody's going to get their, you know what, whooped.
Everybody. So when we over here in America, we act like we're the only people that's been in America. We the only Hebrews. We the only slaves that's been scattered. When you've been scattered in the four corners of the earth, we're only looking at our day. Brothers and sisters, we got to stop the buffoonery. Hashtag. Somebody put in the chat, Coach, Queen, put in the chat room, hashtag stop the buffoonery. Stop the
Stop lying.
buffoonery.
That's right. Stop lying.
We got to stop this, brothers and sisters. Okay, Brother JD. Now, you just read in verse 11 that I read it for you. I'm going to punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their evil, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. But when you read that, we're reading in verse number 10 that we know in verse 9 and 10, that's going to be the day of the Lord. That's over here in Revelations. I'm sorry, brothers and sisters. Bible B is on Isaiah the 13th chapter. The stars are going to fall from heaven. The stars of heaven and the constellations thereof should not give their light. The sun shall be darkened. The moon should not give her light. Paraphrasing real quickly. But Brother JD, go over, because when he said in verse 11, I'm going to punish the world, go over to Revelations, the 6th chapter in Bible A, and just pick that up in verse number 12, 13, and 14.
And I beheld, 13?
Yeah.
And the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
Now that is why Brother JD had me read verse 11. Everything is going to be disrupted. And when he says, I'm going to punish the world, read verse number 15 in Revelation 6 and 15. Because you'll understand why these men are going to mourn and why they're going to be hiding.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man, hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
And what do they say to the mountains?
And said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
See, this is why I wanted to read this, Brother JD. We're going to keep reading. We're going to go back over here to Isaiah in Bible B, Isaiah. We're going to be Revelation 6 up on verse Bible A. We're going back over here to Bible B, highlighted in the blue, because there's something that he's going to do. Keep going. In verse number 12.
I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Break verse 12 down, please, real quick.
You break it down.
Because there ain't going to be too many men left, because they're going to be thinking that they're fighting aliens in Christ, and they're going to be fighting Christ. So he's going to be killing a whole lot of people.
I
Let's
wanted
move
to
on.
make, when I read that the other night, I wish I could show you my notes. I wrote that down as a note that men will be scarce.
There will not be many men left because there's
Right,
going to be lots
right.
of right. There's going to be lots of Camacho hachos running around with AR-15s, thinking they're shooting aliens.
And they gonna realize who they gonna be fighting. Because you know what they said? And man still ain't gonna repent that everything
That's
he's
right.
going through, he's coming from the Most High.
That's right.
Read verse number, okay.
Thir-
Therefore I will shake the heavens out of her place. Where do we read at? Go ahead and
That's
read,
right.
you read
13.
13?
I'm going to read 13 right now. Therefore, I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
Okay, skip down to verse number, pick it up in verse number 15.
Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Isn't that why you ask about more precious? A man's going to be, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, and even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Why? Because everyone that is found, picked it up again, Brother JD, in verse 15.
Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Now, who is this army? Russia, but what do they call them? Read verse number 17.
Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it.
Wow. Keep
Their,
going, Brother JD.
their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces. This is why there's not going to be a lot of men. And they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children.
Brothers and sisters, we're putting line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. So this is why we want to let you understand that when Babylon, the whole world that's under that system is going to get taken out, it ain't going to just be one country and from 16, 19 to 20. It ain't going to be that. It's going to be the abomination of the desolation at the end of the 3.5 years. And when you read the sixth seal, when he's going to be returning, because the stars are going to fall from heaven as a fig tree casteth herself in the untimely figs, and he's going to be returning. That's why all of this is happening, brothers and sisters. That's why we're titling this tonight, When You Shall See the Sun, the Moon, and the Stars. It's going to be the day of the Lord. Let's go over to the 14th chapter. Go ahead, Brother JD.
Can we put a little meat on that bone?
Put a little meat on the bone, brother.
So I'm going to go. So read that again in verse 16, 13, 16.
The children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
Let's find out where this is happening. Go to
You want to find out where that's happening at? I know where
Zechariah
you want to go. Let me see if I'm right. We're on the same page. We should be. You
Zechariah
want me to go to
14.
that book that starts with a Z?
Yeah, Zechariah 14. So we can match it up, so people can stop lying about what these scriptures mean.
Okay, there you go, brother. Didn't they say
Verse
the
1.
women going to be ravished?
Let's find that out.
Let me just go back to it so we can see it right here.
Yeah.
13 and 16.
Yeah, I like to see what I'm eating.
Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. And this is going to be doing it right here. The Medes. Look up who the Medes are, brothers and sisters.
Because people have to remember, he's going to gather all nations to go against Jerusalem. So they're all going to be they're all going to be where? The Battle of Armageddon.
Battle of
Megiddo.
Armageddon.
Jehoshaphat.
Yes,
The
sir.
Valley of Jehoshaphat. He's getting all these nations to go in one place, but here's what's happening. So let's go to 14. Let's clean this up. I got a mop.
Mop it up, Brother JD. Where you want me to start reading at? Verse 1 and 2?
Verse 1, yeah.
Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoil shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. Oh, that's why you said you don't want to go to Israel.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to be there.
And the city shall be taken, the houses rifled, and the women ravished.
What happens when you get ravished? What happens?
That's rape, brother.
Yeah, you don't send your daughter to Israel right now. Keep reading.
Half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall be cut off from the city.
The
And
battle. Here's where you can tie back into your lesson right here, verse 3.
Then shall the Lord go forth and fight against those nations as he fought in the day of the battle. Who is he going to be sending? Right here. But when he gets finished, that's where he's going to stand in that day on the Mount of Olives. We did this. Y'all know that lesson.
And he's going to be king of all these other idiot kings today.
And look who's coming with him. And all the saints are going to be coming and setting up with him. But let's go back to that, Brother JD, because I want to go right back to that, what you read in chapter 13 and 16.
Isaiah 13, 16.
Here's that army. I will stir up the Medes against them. So understand that. Let's go to the 14th chapter, Brother JD, and let's just pick it up in 2 verses. Verse 1 and 2. Because, see, this is going to let you know, brothers and sisters, this is when you need, go ahead and read that, verse 1 and 2. Listen to this.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
That means you're going to be now the head.
Did it say slaves or?
No.
Oh, it didn't say slaves. Okay.
Right.
And they should take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
That means Israel is now going to be what Abraham was told, that your nation, your seed will be the light to many nations. See, understand what this is going at, brothers and sisters, so we can understand this. I'm going to go now to Isaiah, the 24th chapter, so we can continue to read this. I'm going to hold off on Isaiah. I'm going to go to Joel. You brought up Joel earlier. Let's go to Joel, the 2nd chapter, Brother JD. Joel, the 2nd chapter, so we can see this. Let's pick it up in verse 1.
Joel.
Huh?
I didn't bring up Joel.
You're talking about that valley of Jehoshaphat.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant I went there. My bad.
Yeah. Read verses 1 and 2.
Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong, there has not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations.
Ooh, skip down to verse number 10, brother. 10 and 11. See, brothers and sisters, this is what happens when you do this, because he's going to let you know when all of this is going to take place. Read verse 10 and 11.
The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
Stop right there, because we read that right here. For the great day of his wrath is come. Who's going to be able to stand? You see, y'all see why I left up Revelations, the 6th chapter? Do you see why I'm showing you that that's going to be the 6th seal? Do you see why I'm showing you that in the 6th seal that all of this is over with? You haven't even gotten to the 7th seal yet. The Lord is right now is stepping up. He's going to be returning, and who can abide? Read verses 10 and 11 one more time. That's in Joel 2, verses 10 and 11. Joel 2, verses 10 and 11. Read that again.
The earth shall quake before them, the heavens shall tremble, the sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong that executeth his word. For the
Why?
day of the Lord, for the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it?
Let's skip down to verse number 31. So we're gonna get down to this, brothers and sisters. Listen to this. When is he gonna come, brother JD?
The sun shall be darkened, or shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord come.
Oh, my brothers and sisters, look at the word that we are getting today. Look at the word that we're getting today. Let's go over to the 3rd chapter, brother JD, and pick it up in verse number 1.
For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations, and will bring them
No,
down,
just America.
all nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations and parted my land.
No. It's only America that has done this. In the 400 years, it's time to go. It's 400 years. Only America's going to get this whooping, brother JD. Only America, 1619, 2019. Oh, I got the wrong year. It's going to be next year. Okay, here we are in October, getting ready to go into November. Well, I'm sorry, it keeps passing. Well, it's 1565, it's 1965. No, well, we made a mistake. It's time in 1979. No, we got it wrong again. Oh, the color is now red. It's 1619 to 2019. Brothers and sisters, stop it. All of y'all out there teaching this 400-year false doctrine, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We need to stop this mess, because our people are going to get caught up in the 3.5-year tribulation, because they're going to get tired of being told that it's time to go and America's going to get whipped, when he's going to whip all the nations when he comes. We'll read that again, brother JD. Verse 2, Joel 3 and 2.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Before you skip down, let's get some learning as we're reading.
Go ahead, brother.
And I will plead with them there for my people. Okay, that's one set of people.
Okay.
And for my heritage, Israel. Does he say for my Christians?
No, sir.
What name do we have to be under?
Israel.
Thank you. This Christianity funny stuff that keep people, oh, you're not a Christian? No, I'm not. I'm an Israelite. And you have to come under our banner, and you can stop labeling yourself as a Christian because I can't find where he's coming back for Christians. Let's move on.
That's the Romish Christianity version.
I don't want
Because,
to hear it anymore.
yeah, they were first. Now remember, Brother JD, they were first called Christians in Antioch, which simply means they're Messiah. But what this Roman Christianity did, they hijacked it, took it, and purported it, added all kinds of false doctrine to it, threw in Christmas, Easter. You can eat anything you want to. And what's the new one what he just do? The new one? What's the new one, Brother JD?
The gay stuff.
Yeah, you can do that now too, right?
So I agree. That was
And listen, we're not bashing nobody's issue. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God.
No. So Acts 11:26, yes, they were first called Christians in Antioch, but that was like calling somebody the N-word.
Well, you got to show that one to me. Because, personally, I don't have no problem if somebody calls me a Christian, as long as you don't call me no Romish Christian. You call me a Romish, well, you can't even take on the name because of the fact that people are going to associate you with Roman Christianity.
Okay,
but listen, Brother JD, we all got to be spiritual Israel.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Now, let's take that even further quickly. How many Christians call themselves Christians, but you'll watch them drag a Christmas tree in their house?
Oh, man.
So that's why I'm saying they can have that title.
What about the bunny rabbits, Brother JD?
Because that title, my point is, Christian title is not in here when I see redemption. It's Israel.
It's Israel.
You have to come under our banner. That's it.
So it don't matter. Everybody's got to become Israel, spiritual Israel. Because the same law that's for Israel is the same law for who?
Everybody.
Everybody.
It doesn't matter what color you are. Keep the commandments and you're spiritual Israel.
Read that in verse number 2. You said, I'm going to plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel.
I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land.
Uh-huh.
And they have cast lots for my people.
Wait a minute, what did they do, Brother JD?
And have given a boy for an
harlot. No, read that again. What in verse number 3, he's going to be dealing with these people whom scattered his nations. How do we know who his nation is? How do we know who those people are? What did they do with them?
And they have cast lots for my people. And
that means they sold you.
And have given a boy for an harlot.
Uh-huh.
And sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
This is how you know who the curses are, brothers and sisters. You're looking at yourself. Keep going, Brother JD.
Yea. And what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
What did they do, Brother JD?
Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
And what about the children?
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, which is the Greeks, that you might remove them far from their border.
Oh my goodness. Keep going, Brother JD.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
So Brother JD, when he gets over here, and starts to do this, he is doing this whole valley of Jehoshaphat. The Almighty, he might have been a little displeased, but they helped further the affliction, didn't they?
They sure did.
Skip down to verse number 9. Read
What
that.
you mean skip down? Why are you skipping 8? You
8, 8,
afraid of
8.
8?
No, 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 no. Hold on, hold on.
Don't be skipping. I know. Don't be
Go ahead, read
crybaby
verse number
skipping.
8. I didn't mean to skip that one.
And I
I
will
thought I
sell
was skipping down 2 verses. Go ahead.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, which are Hamites, to a people far off, for the Lord has spoken it.
Explain that, Brother
So
JD.
that's a period, point blank. So the people, our people, were sold to the Greeks. So when Christ returns and redeems us, he's going to flip that, and he's going to have them sold to the Sabians, which are Hamites. Now, I want you to picture that in your mind.
Pick it up in verse number 9.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up.
And do what else?
Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
So what about verse number 12? Let the heathen be what?
Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat,
Because what's going to happen when they get there, Brother JD?
For there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow.
Why?
For their wickedness is great.
And go to verse 14.
Multitudes, multitudes. There's why there's no men left. That's why men are more precious than fine gold. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun.
Keep going.
The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining.
Now here is, we know how all of this is going to start. It's all going to happen, brothers and sisters, because the sun and the moon's going to be darkened. The stars shall withdraw their shining. And what's going to happen, Brother JD?
The Lord also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But the Lord will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel.
You got to finish that off with verse number 17.
So shall ye know that I am the Lord your God, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no strangers pass through here anymore.
So what's going through her anymore? So what's going to happen, Brother JD? Now the Almighty he's going to be setting up his kingdom. And when is that going to be? The 6th seal. Stars are going to fall from heaven as a untimely fig tree. Heaven is going to roll back as a scroll. And we read that up here. It says when he opened the 6th seal, there's going to be an earthquake. The sun's going to be darkened, become black as a sackcloth. The moon's going to become as blood. The stars are going to fall from heaven. All of this, brothers and sisters, we keep reading over and over and over and over. In fact, Brother JD, some people might say, well, how do we know that we didn't read anything in the New Testament? Let's go to Acts, Brother JD. Acts, the book of Acts. We're going to go to the book of Acts, the 2nd chapter. Because even the apostles knew this. And we got to start picking this up when they read it to us so we'll know what's going to happen. Start with verse number 19 and 20 and 21. Acts, the 2nd chapter, 19, 20, and 21. Listen to this.
Hang on a sec.
See, we're getting some stuff here tonight, brothers and sisters. We're getting some stuff here tonight. Listen, this is why we have to put these things line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little. That's why we have to read it this way. You got that, Brother JD, Acts the 2nd chapter, pick it up in verses 19 through 21.
And I will show wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and vapor of smoke.
This is the
The-
Apostle Peter talking to those people after he's letting them know what happened on the day of Pentecost. He's really teaching them right now. Listen to what he said in verse 20.
And the sun shall be turned into darkness, and the moon into blood, before that great and notable day of the Lord, day of the Lord come.
See, there it goes right there. Right back over here. The sun's going to be dark. The moon is going to go into blood before the great and noble day of the Lord. He left out the stars, but that's okay. He's trying to let you know that when the Almighty returns, all this stuff is going to happen. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. But we already read in Revelation, his saints are going to be okay. They're going to really realize, and there will be some people that will start calling upon the name of the Lord because they're going to realize, wait a minute. We have made a mistake. But guess what? When they realize they made a mistake, there's going to be a lot of people that will come, but a lot of people that are not going to come, brothers and sisters. Let's pick this up, Brother JD, in Amos, the 8th chapter. Amos, the 8th chapter. This is what we talk about line upon. Listen, look at the prophets that keep telling us what's happening. Amos, the 8th chapter, and we're going to pick it up in verses 9.
And it shall come to pass in that
Wait
day.
one second here. Wait 1 second. What did I tell you? Verse 9?
8 and 9.
There we go. Okay, go ahead, brother.
And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord God, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. And I will turn your feasts into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head, and I will make it as the morning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day.
Now, here's the part that I wanted to get from, starting with verse number 11. This is what I was looking for right here, because this is what's happening right now, brothers and sisters. Because right now, don't nobody want to read the word. Don't nobody want to read the word. Right now, everybody wants to just get a quick version. To take your time and read it like this. People don't want to do this. Here's what people want to do. Read verse number 11.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord God, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread,
Not of bread,
nor a thirst for water,
not for water, but for what?
but of hearing the words of the Lord.
Keep going.
And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north, from the north even to the east, shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it.
They're not going to find it. This is why we got to teach this word, brothers and sisters, because this is a time that's going to come. Here's one of these books, Brother JD, that hardly nobody goes to. It's called the Prophet Haggai. Prophet Haggai, over here in the 2nd chapter of Haggai. Now, I want to set it up here so we can see it's unique in the month that he's getting this dream. Pick it up in verse number 1.
In the 7th month, in the 21st day of the month, came the word of the Lord by the prophet Haggai, saying, Speak now.
You can hold it right there. I just wanted to get this, that it was in the 7th month when he gets this. And he's speaking, but I want to go down to verse number 6, verse number 6.
Ye have sown much and
No,
bring in,
verse Haggai 2 and 6.
2 and 6.
Yeah.
For thus saith the Lord of hosts, yet once it is a little while, and I will shake the heavens and the earth and the sea and the dry land.
Keep going.
And I will shake all nations, and the desire of all nations shall come, and I will fill this house with glory, saith the Lord of hosts.
Keep going.
The silver is mine, and the gold is mine, saith the Lord of hosts.
Now skip down to verse number 20 so we can find and get a little bit more clarity. Listen to this.
And again,
Because
the word
what he's going to do, brothers and sisters, he is going to be setting up, once he gets rid of everybody, he's going to be setting up what he's got to do. Listen to this.
And again, the word of the Lord came unto Haggai in the 24th day of the month, saying, Speak to Zerubbabel, governor of Judah, saying, I will shake the heavens and the earth, and I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of all of the heathen, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down, every one by the sword of his brother.
And look at verse number 23.
In that day, saith the Lord of hosts, will I take thee, O Zerubbabel, my servant, the son of Shealtiel, saith the Lord, and I will make thee as a signet, for I have chosen thee, saith the Lord of hosts.
Now, what's happening here, Brother JD, that is letting you know, brothers and sisters, after the Almighty comes, he's letting us know how he's going to come. He's letting us know when the sun is darkened. He's letting us know that it's going to be after the tribulation, after the Antichrist is set up. But when he returns, Zerubbabel is going to be the one setting up that temple. That's who's going to be doing it. Zerubbabel and his whole team. Because he told them, y'all going to be building this temple back. And that's why he said, Brother JD, I'm going to leave this up. I want to go to Revelation. I want to just bring this up in the book of Revelation. Since we're over there on one side, I'm going to go over to Revelation. I think I want to go to the 11th chapter. 11th chapter. And here's what I want to read over there. Start off in verse number 1. We're talking about what's going to be happening after when you read that part about the Gentiles, the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Read chapter 11, verse 1 and 2.
And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of God, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 42 months.
There's that 3.5 years again. Because, brothers and sisters, we got a clear picture from lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, everything that's going to happen, how this whole thing is folding down. We got it just by simply reading the Word of God. Some people say, that's a lot of reading. You got to read that way. If you don't read that way, you're not going to get it that way. That's why we have to read that way. Somebody says Brother Warren has a question. So, Coach, put that cue up so I can see what the question was, so we can see that.
So I see one. If you want to, while you're waiting,
You see one?
so PK says, and I used to make a big deal about this too. She said, I keep hearing people saying a spiritual Israel. Where is that in the Bible? He is coming back for those obeying his word. He said, they be as homeborn Israel in body, not spirit.
Okay, very good question. Very good question. Why did I keep hearing people say spiritual Israel? Let's go over here to the scriptures. We're going to go to Isaiah. The book of Isaiah is where we're going to go at. And we're going to go to the 56th chapter. Isaiah 56. And Brother JD, we're going to pick it up in verse number 1.
Thus saith the Lord, keep ye judgment and do justice, for my salvation is near to come, and my righteousness is or to be revealed.
Uh-huh.
Blessed is the man that does this, and the son of the man that layeth hold on it, that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and keepeth his hand from doing any evil.
Okay.
Neither let the son of the stranger that has joined himself to the Lord speak, saying, the Lord has utterly separated me from his people.
Okay, we can hold it right there. So what we're getting at, Sister PK, these people are not Israel, but when we say they must become spiritual Israel, that's in mind. They must in mind they must in mind follow and become like Israel. So that's where the concept of spiritual Israel comes from. We're going to take you to another scripture over in Numbers, the 14th chapter. We can pick it up in the 15th chapter. And pick it up in verse number 14, Numbers 15 and verse 14 and 15.
And if a stranger sojourn with you, or whosoever be among you in your generations, and will offer an offering made by fire of sweet savor unto the Lord, as you do, so shall he do. One ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation, and also for the stranger that sojourneth with you, an ordinance forever in your generations, as you are, so shall the stranger be before the Lord.
And read the next one.
Slow that down. As you are, so shall the stranger be before the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
One law and one manner shall be for you and for the stranger that sojourneth with you.
All right.
And
So
the Lord.
that's good. So we
Okay,
just wanted to get, there's a lot more of the verses, but we wanted to just give that to you, sister. What about the prophecy too?
That's PK. That's a good question, because I couldn't figure that one out either.
Brother Warren says, where is Mount Zion? Where is Mount Zion? Mount Zion is
Isaiah,
where it
go
is.
to no. Go to Isaiah 2.
Which one you want to go to? Isaiah.
Isaiah 2. Let the Bible speak.
All right. Isaiah 2. Bible speak. I like that, Brother JD. Let the Bible speak. Isaiah 2. All right.
Start at 2 and 2.
And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills. All nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go and say, come ye, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us his ways, and we will walk in his paths.
All right,
For
now
out of Zion,
there's the answer to your question. Here it is. Here it comes.
for out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
From where?
Jerusalem.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thank you. Welcome, my sister.
Oh, those are all good questions.
All good questions. All good questions. All good questions.
I think there was another question somewhere.
There was another good question someplace?
There's another question somewhere. I try to be
Okay.
the least.
How you like that there, Brother JD? I like that.
Like what?
We can.
What was that music thing that I just heard?
Well, I have music when I come to this one. That music could be like.
Stop pressing all them buttons, man.
Yeah. Well, I have this song naturally when I say hello to everybody. I always have the music on, you know? It's like this. So we can say hello to everybody.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, that's better. All right. I don't think I can't see.
Here's one, Jude. Abraham, about the 400 years. What about that prophecy? Abraham, the 400 years in the fourth generation, they will return because of the time of the Amorite. Yes.
He's got that right.
You're absolutely right about that. And that, when you can read that, we do a whole lesson on that to show you in the scriptures that they actually did return in the fourth generation after they had left out because of the time of the Amorite. Because the Amorites did not do them right, and they came back in the fourth generation and did them because that's what he said that they were going to do. We do a whole lesson on that. Very good question. But we do a lesson to explain that when he says in the fourth generation, the time of the Amorite, that actually has already happened.
I got one challenge question.
In Genesis 15 and 13, yes.
I got one challenge question.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready, brother.
You're in on it.
I'm in on it?
I mean, you can answer the question.
Okay.
So
wait a second.
So the sun and the moon did not give their light, and the stars fell. So that's obviously under the command of Jesus, correct?
Wait a second. I want to get that music again. There you go. What you say, Brother J? I like that music. I like that flow. Let's people.
I said so. The sun and the moon shall not give her light. So Jesus is in control of the sun and the moon, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What other prophet controlled the sun and the moon? Don't answer right away.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's two now. There's two things that come to my mind.
Don't answer yet. Let's see if somebody in the chat goes, because I know you already know the answer.
To do it.
But if nobody can answer it, then go ahead.
Okay. Okay, he wants to know what other prophet was able to control the sun and the moon. Okay.
Brother Julius must have gone to bed. He would have. There's that Franklin Grant. There it is.
Franklin Grant. Joshua.
Yeah, let's back him up. Let's back him up now. So let's go to Joshua 10 and 13. Let's back Franklin Grant up.
Okay, Brother Warren. The answer to your question is, can you explain the tabernacle or show me where to get answers? Brother Warren, they're going to put the email, my email, inside of the chat room. And what you're going to do is you're going to send me an email. And this is why we have Zoom. We still have Zoom, everybody, because whenever I offer the opportunity that if anybody wants a private lesson, because right now we're here to really make sure that the gospel gets out to the four corners of the world as a witness. So this Messiah, so he will hurry up and come, because he said the gospel must be preached. You all give Brother Warren my email. Brother Warren, send me an email. We will set up a Zoom meeting so we can go over tabernacles. It's a wonderful lesson, and send me an email, and I'll be able to get you some other places too. Praises to the Most High drew the business. Thank you. Praises to the Most High. So he said Joshua. Faith and Hope said Joshua. Brother Mark P said Joshua. Brother JD, you have one more question for Brother Warren. I think we dealt with that one.
You answered that.
Okay. So where's it at, Brother JD?
So Joshua 10 and 13. Let's
Joshua 10 and 13.
Yeah,
and then I want to bring out a scripture, because I something I wanted to bring out.
You're going
just
the wrong
for a
way.
second. Joshua what? 10 and 13, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
10 verse 13. Okay. You want me to read it for you, Brother JD, or you got to read it?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
The sun stood still, and the moon stayed, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies.
That's coming back around, isn't it? The only difference is it stayed. But this time it's coming down. But he's also gonna be avenging his people.
Yes. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven, and has not to go down about the whole day.
There you go.
Here's the one I want to go to, Brother JD. I want to go back over here to Revelation.
They got that challenge question quick. I got to make them harder now.
You got to make them harder. I think I was over in the 11th chapter. Here's about the two witnesses. Can you read that in verse number 3?
And I will give power unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Now, we mentioned the other night, we don't know who these witnesses are, but I want to talk about the power they're going to have. Read verse number 5.
And if any man will hurt them, fire proceedeth out of their mouth, and devoureth their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed.
Verse 6.
These have power to shut heaven, that it rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and to smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will.
I just wanted to bring that out. I wanted to bring that out because there's going to be somebody else that's going to have power to do things over the rain and stuff like that. Only because the Almighty grants it, brothers and sisters.
I knew somebody was going to ask about the book of Jasher, because you read the book of Jasher.
Yes. Is the book of Jasher we find today legit? No. In fact, when you get the book of Jasher, because there's about 3 different versions out there, open it up and look at the preface, and it will tell you that this is not to be attested with the book of Jasher. That's one book. Another book says that these writings are conjectural, and I had to look up, I looked up that word a long time ago. I had a lawyer on the stand says that's conjectural. So I had to look up that word. Conjectural means there's no proof. So when you read that, you'll see. Now, when you look at the book of Jasher, they will tell you that book of Jasher simply means the book of the judges. I don't know, because now you got to go find that story if it's written in the book of the judges. So I don't know, but I can tell you the books that are out there that says Jasher on it are not legit, because the books themselves tell you that they're not legit. They just tell you they're their stories and stuff like that. So that's a
Well,
very
here,
good question.
remember
Brother Matt.
what do we always say? Do the other books have something in them that we're not seeing in this book that is going to get us salvation?
Well, good point, Brother JD. But you know what? I don't think we've read these books yet. Look at all this stuff we're getting over here in Revelations, the 6th chapter.
Yeah.
I don't know if we read all these books yet, brother.
I mean, this is a big book.
It's a very big book. So when we get there, that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to start reading this book and getting it like that. I just tried to make you solo and it didn't work. Let me see if it can do it again.
I don't want to be solo.
Well, I wanted to put your thing out there. Brother JD says he's good. Brother JD, Sister Faith and Hope says, I disagree. And I can understand a lot of people are looking at the book of Jasher, if that's what you're talking about, the book of Jasher. Read the book of Jasher, Sister Faith and Hope, and that's okay. I got several of my colleagues disagree with my perception on the book of Jasher. I always ask them, have you read the book of Jasher yet? And they said, well, I read some of it. Read the book of Jasher. After you have read the scriptures, especially dealing with the story when Abraham took his son up to be sacrificed, and then read the book of Jasher's version of that. Totally different.
And by the mouth of what?
2 or 3 witnesses.
Shall a fact be what?
Established.
So we got confusion in the house here. Somebody's got to go.
Well, that's why they said at the preface that these stories are conjectural and they're not to be attested to the stories as written in the Holy Scriptures they use. So that's why I say that, because you can read that's only one story. You can go read the story about Lot. It's totally different. She says, then why did we just read the Bible and it just mentioned the book? It did mention the book. What we're saying, she says, something is very wrong. What we're saying is wrong is that the people who provided the book and they wrote it and they wrote the word Jasher on it. So it makes you think that it's from Jasher. It makes you think that it's the original book. But when you read the preface of the book, it tells you that it's not the true book of Jasher. That's what we're saying. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Are you asking me, does the book of Jasher exist? I don't know if it does or doesn't. I can tell you this, that when there's 2 books out there, and they both claim, well, they don't claim, they tell you right up front that this book that says Jasher on it is not the true book of Jasher. That's when you read the preface, it tells you that. So that's the only thing I can tell you about it. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist. I'm simply saying the ones that you're reading out there, they're not the original books of Jasher. They even let you know at the beginning of those books in the preface that this book is not the book of Jasher. It's not to be attested to the prophet. This book was written on behalf of. So it's not even on the behalf of. They're telling you it's not the book of Jasher. So that's what I'm saying. So that was the question. His question was, are these books, the book of Jasher we find today, legit? In other words, is it authentic? And I can tell you, based upon the preface, it's not authentic. I'm not saying that the book of Jasher does not exist. I'm simply saying the ones you find today, by their own statement. And they have authors, and they let you know who those authors are. Matter of fact, they let you know. In fact, one of the authors was put in jail back in England because he said that he found the book of Jasher in the Lost Sea Scrolls. So he had taken a trip, he came back, and he says, I have found the scrolls of Jasher, and they've been translated. And then he wrote it, he put it in English. And then when they found out that he was lying, they put him in jail because he admitted that it wasn't the true, authentic book. Where is it? I have no idea where it's at. So that's what I'm saying.
The Pope. The Pope will tell you where it is.
Well, you know, a lot of times people say, she says the Bibles we are reading are not original, but I'll leave that alone. Yeah, they're not original, but what we do know is that what we do have, we do know the history of the Bible, that it came from two places. It came from the Masoretic text, which is the most authentic that we have, and it also came from the Codex text, which was Greek. And so both of them were translated into English, is what we have. So that's all that we can say. They went by translators from Hebrew to English and from Greek to English. And there was, I don't know how many people was in that council. I can't remember. But what we do know is that had the Almighty's hands on it. And the reason why it had the Almighty's hands on it, because we can go to Isaiah 56, and he says, where's that scripture, Brother JD, with stammering lips and with other tongues?
That's 28.
Isaiah 28, yes. Thank you, brother. Isaiah 28.
28 and 11.
28 and 11?
Yeah.
He says, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little, there a little. That's what we've done tonight. For with stammering lips, that means different languages, and another tongue will he speak to this people. So what we do know is, yes, I agree with you, my sister. The scriptures that we have been translated. But it does say in the other books of Jasher that they're not really the book. So I don't know what to say. I really don't know how to answer that. Whenever we find the book.
Wait a minute. I want you to pause for 1 minute.
Yes.
I want you to think about when you were answering this question. You remember in the beginning when I said Israel is focusing on things that have nothing to do with salvation. So now we've spent 5 minutes talking about a book that technically isn't going to benefit me from getting into the kingdom.
Yes.
Am I missing something in Jasher that's not in this book
now,
that I need for salvation when Christ returns? This is what I'm trying to get Israel to stop doing. Stop worrying about another book
that we don't have.
It doesn't matter if you don't, because here, I'm just going to say it like this. If you don't get this book right, the book of Jasher doesn't matter.
Ain't going to help you. The book of Maccabees ain't going to help you. The book of Barnabas is not going to help you. I heard the other day there's a book called the Book of Mary. The Book of Mary, the Book of Joseph, the Book of Barnabas, the Book of... there's a lot of them out there, brothers and sisters, a lot. But I agree with Brother JD. If you don't get this book right, that's why I read that scripture in, I believe, Haggai, that they're going to say there's a famine in the land. And we have something right before. He says, you don't have to go to the heavens to get it. You don't have to go to the sea to get it, because it's right here before us, written in the script by the prophets. And I still think that we don't get it, even with the so-called 66 books that we have. We still haven't gotten it. Brother Brian Johnson says it's also 2 Samuel 1:18 mentions the book of Jasher. And I go and it does, just like the one that Brother JD read. But the point that we both are making is read the preface. Read the preface of those books, and it will let you know the authenticity of those books. So that's what you have to be careful of. Make sure it's the authentic book of Jasher. And if you find the authentic book of Jasher, send it to me. Send me where to get it. I mean, I will read it just because it's incumbent upon me to read it in case something comes up out of it. But get it for me. But right now, I have, oh my goodness, Brother JD. Do you know how hard it is, brother? Let me tell you something. I literally spent probably about 3 hours this morning, maybe 4, putting together this lesson, showing you every place where it says the sun shall be darkened, the moon shall refuse to give her light or turn to blood, which is the same thing, and the stars are going to fall from heaven, to put things in chronological order, at least 3 to 4 hours this morning. I think I started at about 8 and maybe 12. I looked at my clock at 12:48. I woke up a little bit before 8 because my daughter came down and said, Daddy, school's getting ready to start. She's still at home, doing school. And when she came to tell me that, I knew I had started sometimes before 8, but I looked at my watch at 12:48 because I had to get up and do some housework, Brother JD. I had to go do some work, brother. This is my day off, but I gotta read. I love reading this word, but I had to go do something. But all that to say, I spent a lot of hours this morning going over a lesson that I had already gone over, just to make sure I didn't leave nothing out. You know what I mean? And that's what's important. So yeah, and you all know it's okay to when we have the book, we'll get it, we'll do it, and that's how we'll do it. We also have to remember that they have removed some of the books from the Bible. They did. They did. I'm sure they did remove some of them. Whoever they are, they did it. But I will tell you one thing, the Most High is in control. Sister Elizabeth, He's in control. And what we have enough here to get us into the kingdom. We got enough here to help us get out of that tribulation, through the tribulation, and into the first resurrection. We just got to master it. It's 66 of them. We just got to master them and do like we did tonight, because if we can do that, if we can be faithful over a few things, He'll make us rule over many. I really believe that. So that's all we have to do, is we have to just really, really get there. All right, Brother Warren, thank you. They're going to give you my email address. In fact, let me share that with you right now, our email address. And so they're going to put it in there, yes. They're going to put that email address. I want to say this to all of you all. There's our email address right there. It's Bethel House of God. There it is right there. BethelHouseOfGod@gmail.com. That's our email address. So you can put everything right there in that email address. That's our 800 number, 1-833-423-8435. I'm going to leave some of that other stuff. Hold off on that other stuff, because I want to say I created, I didn't even do it. There we go, Brother JD. I created, if you want to become a monthly sponsor, you can do it through Patreon account. And that is now a short link that you can do that, brothers and sisters, right there. That's bhgtv.online/Patreon. You can just copy that and put it in your internet toolbar. It would take you directly to Patreon. And there, if you want to become a monthly subscriber, you can do that. And I would greatly appreciate that, because just like when we had a brother who wanted to get some further information on the tabernacles, I open that up for all of you. If you want to get a private lesson and go over some scriptures, even show me something that maybe you think I've erred in, we'll do it on Zoom. I got no problem in doing that. So that's why we still pay for our Zoom, to have that open up for you, okay? So thank you for when you do that. Also, Bethel, if you like to give to the ministry, to Bethel congregation, we are a Hebrew class. You can do that right there by bhgtv.online/donate. Just by putting that in, it's going to take you directly where you can donate through our website using PayPal. If you have Cash App, you can do it right there. $ Bethel House of God. All one word. $ Bethel House of God. That's our Cash App. And we thank you for what you do on that level, because it certainly goes a long way. Just to show you how that works, I'm gonna go over here just to show you all, because it really works out good that we started to do this. And let me see if I can bring that down, Brother JD. When I put in the toolbar, let me back up out of this a little bit so you all can see this. When I put up in the toolbar, where are you? Oh, it's the wrong one. Okay. Stay right there. I'll switch over to that one. When I go up here in the toolbar, where's the toolbar at? I forgot which one I was dealing with. There we go, right here. I want to show you all how that works. Okay. Here's the toolbar. I thought I could bring it down. I'm not able to bring it down. I just wanted to show you how that would work. But I can do it right now. There we go. Here we go. Bring it down. Come down. Where are you? Well, it's not letting me do it. So much for that. All right. There it is right there. Toolbar. So when you put in bhgtv.online and put in /donate, it's already there. I tested it tonight. This is what it would do. It's going to take you straight to the Bethel website. That's what it would do. It'd take you straight there. And all you got to do is scroll up. Where are you at? Scroll up. I got to move it up here. And just hit that donate button. You can also, let's go back down to the toolbar, and you can put bhgtv.online / so you can see what it looks like, and put in the word Patreon, and that would take you straight to this website. And there it takes you. You can join for as little as $5 a month. When you click on that, it's going to take you all through it. You sign up using your Google ID, or you type in your name, your email, you confirm all of that, and then it will take you straight there to put in information that you would need to get yourself set up. So I appreciate if you do that, because what that does, brothers and sisters, it allows us to continue to do what we do here every week. We're doing a lot. Ecamm, we have our high-speed internet. So thank you for your offerings. Tomorrow morning, we will be feeding people at Bethel. We will be giving them clothes and food and just helping those in the community. This is something that we do every week. So when you give directly to the ministry, that's what we're doing. And we have been feeding people on Thursdays. The last 2 weeks, we kind of gave it a break because the sisters were wore out. So next week, Thursday, we'll be picking it up again and getting there again. All praises to the Most High, Sister Faith and Hope. Bless you. We try to bring teaching based upon the word, and thank you for that. Brother Mark P., thank you for that. All of you all in the chat room, thank you all for that. Many of you all that are here tonight. Brother JD says thank you. Thank you, Brother Judah Business, for tuning in tonight. All of you all. Good questions. Thank you. All of you all brought in good questions. Now, as you know, brothers and sisters, we always play some music, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to get out of here with some music. Brother JD, any final words you got, my brother?
You always ask me that. I don't have final words ever.
Oh, man. Well, you want to pray? You want me to pray? How about you pray for us?
I pray. I told you I pray in the closet.
You pray in the closet.
Myself.
Well, see, I gotta say a prayer to end this. I will say this though, Brother JD. I don't want everybody to forget that tomorrow morning, this is very important. Tomorrow morning, we will be having prayer at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. Eastern Time. And you can just dial this number, 508-924-2928. And that's every Wednesday and Sabbath mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. You dial in, you will automatically be placed on mute, but they do give a chance for people to put somebody on the prayer list and give a testimony. It's done very well. That's tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, 508-924-2928. So you all check that out. And that being said, we're going to pray. And
well, wait, you got a question. You got one more question.
We got one more question.
Jonah Israel had a question for you.
Jonah Israel. Where's Brother Jonah Israel? Right here.
I can, okay.
Do you have that song, Use Me, sung by the Israel of God? Use me, use me, use me. I don't know if I have that song. Have I played it before, brother? Let me know if I played that song before. Put it in there, Brother Jonah, because I'm looking on the playlist right now. But if I've never played it, I don't have it. So let me know if I've played that before. I'm waiting for you to. They're a little 10 seconds behind this, Brother JD, so I have to wait till he responds. Use me. I can't remember. Have I ever played that, Brother JD?
You were asking the wrong guy.
What did he say?
I know you normally play my high priest.
Oh, yeah, I'm not playing my high priest tonight. I don't think I am. Yeah, I don't think I have that song if I've never played it. If I've never done it, then I don't have it. So, but while I'm on the playlist, if I got it, I'll play it. Okay? You want me to play High Priest? Okay. I'll put that in there. Sister Coach says 6 a.m. Central Time for prayer. That's right, 6 a.m. Central Time. All right, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Let us bow our heads, brothers and sisters, so we can get out of here tonight and let y'all hear some good music. Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight. We thank you for Brother JD being our reader tonight and just being a part of this Bible study. We thank you for our moderators, Sister Coach, Sister Queen. We thank you for all the questions that came in tonight. We thank you for all those that are in our chat room tonight. We thank you for those that are not in the chat room, but they're watching tonight, Father. We ask that you'll let this lesson provide understanding, part 1, part 2, and part 3. Because we know in these last days, Father, You said that your people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. In all of our getting, we need to get understanding. So we ask you, Father, that you would just let this be a word that we can go back and look and read and study and look upon over and over until we know what you're doing. So we'll know when you're doing what you're doing, so we can be ready to hear you say, well done, good and faithful servants. Faithful with few things, but you will make us ruler over many. We ask that you'll let your face shine upon us as we are into your Sabbath. In Jesus' name, amen. Brother JD, thank you tonight. Thank all of you all. Yes, they sung that song. I will look for it. I'm going to look for it, Brother Jonah, because I want to find it. I'll look for it while we're playing this playlist. All of you all, thank you tonight. And enjoy this playlist, and we will see you all. Have a happy Sabbath tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern time. I won't be bringing the message. We're going to be simulcasting Pastor Boyd. That's what we're going to do tomorrow, because I like to simulcast to him so we can get good lessons. You got a good lesson tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow, and you will enjoy yourself.
You gotta let them know what the title of the lesson is so they can get excited.
I don't have the title. I didn't look it up yet. Look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Y'all stay right there. I do want to look it up, so you'll know what the title is going to be tomorrow, so you can get your word together too.
Right.
Let me show you what that's going to be tomorrow. Here we go. Tomorrow. Oh, Brother JD. Tomorrow's lesson
It's going to be Armageddon.
is going to be
all Revelation.
Servants of God, who is and who is not.
Perfect.
The fruits will tell. That's what it is. The servants of God, who is and who is not. Their fruits will tell. Man, what a lesson that's going to be. I know it's not the first Sabbath, but we're going to tune in tomorrow for that lesson. That's going to be tomorrow at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you, Brother Jonah, the servant of God, who is and who isn't. Their works, it will tell you, brothers and sisters. It certainly will. All right, enough said. Peace and done. Brother JD, was it hard for you to get in tonight using eCam? I love it, brother. I love it. Peace to you, Brother JD. We'll see you next week, my brother.
All right.
All right. Peace to all of you all, and we will talk to you soon.
This is what you do when you've been renewed. I can't sit still and I can't tell you how you should move. All I'm saying is he's deserving, and I'm sure he's made a way for you. Nothing's gonna hold me back from lifting my voice or waving my hands. No matter what the circumstance, no matter. His love is where my focus is. 2020, never take my green eyes off of him. No, never take my eyes off of him. say yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Now give it all you got. Take a step to the side and put your hands up high. Say yeah, 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 yeah. I think you heard us this time. Come on. Take a step to the side. That's right. And put your hands up high. Put them up. Take a step to the side, and put your hands up high. Praises be to ya. Come on, everybody, let's worship what our eyes don't see. We using that emuna. Dee-dee-da-doo-doo-da. Oh, come on, everybody, let's worship our God so free. We using that emuna. Dee-dee-da-doo-doo-da.
Yea, though I walk through the valley, the valley, the valley. Yeah, as I'm walking through this valley, you comfort me, you restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul, you restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul. You have prepared a table for me. It's for me. Yes, for me. Yeah, you prepared this table for me. My cup it overflows. You restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul. You restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul. Your goodness and mercy shall follow me. It shall follow me. Whoa, your goodness and mercy shall follow me. It shall follow me. Whoa, your goodness and mercy shall follow me. It shall follow me. Your goodness and mercy shall follow me. It shall follow me. I will dwell in your house forever, forever, forever. Yahuwah, you are the good shepherd, and you restore my soul, you restore my soul. You restore my soul, you restore my soul. Yeah, you restore my soul. When I'm feeling low, you restore my soul. I already know you restore my soul. Sometimes I just feel blue and you restore my soul. You make me feel brand new, you restore my soul. In the times I can't go on, you restore my soul. You give me a brand new song, you restore my soul. You restore my soul. You restore my soul. You restore my soul. You restore my soul.
I shall not want, I will not fear. Thou art with me, for you are near. The Lord is my shepherd, and I paths of righteousness, for his name's sake, for his name's sake.
Not want, I will not fear.
Thou art with me, for you are near. Goodness I'll find all of my days. Mercy is mine, you have proclaimed. The Lord is my shepherd, my shepherd. And I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, my shepherd. And I shall not want. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, oh, they comfort me. Thou preparest the table before me in the presence of mine own enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil,
Cup run over. Shall not want, I will not fear.
thou art
With me, for you are near.
goodness I'll find all of my days. Mercy is mine, you have proclaimed. The Lord is my shepherd, my shepherd. And I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, my shepherd. And I shall not want. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all my days. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all my days. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I will dwell in the house of all my days. I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I will dwell in the house of all my days. The Lord is my shepherd, my shepherd. And I shall not want. The Lord is my shepherd, my shepherd. And I shall not want. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all my days. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all my days. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all my days. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all my days. The Lord, my shepherd. And I shall not want. The Lord, my shepherd. And I shall not want. Lord, I don't deserve your kindness, nor your infinite mercy. You showed me love while I deserve to be destroyed. I surrender all unto thee. Use me as a servant. Here am I, Lord. Here am I. Use me for your servant. Here am I, Lord. Here am I. All your prophets were imperfect. They sinned and even doubted you, just as we do. Yet your power is made perfect when we stumble. In our weakness, Lord, let your light shine through you. Use me for your servant. Here am I, Lord. Here am I. Jesus, use me for your servant. Here am I. Lord, we realize we're not worthy. Without you, we would crash and burn. You saved us with your life, so with our lives we owe you. We'll use our lives in return. Use me for your servant. Here am I, use me for your servant. Here am God of Israel can use you. He'll clean you up and make your life brand new. Use you to your full potential. Don't harden your heart so it's light and you will flow. I raise my hands up. Oh yes, I raise my hands up in the air, and I praise Him like I got no cares. Sing unto the Lord everywhere. I raise my hands up. Oh yes, I raise my hands up in the air, and I'll praise Him anywhere. Give unto the Lord all my cares. I raise my hands up. My hands up. One more time, my hands up in the air. Oh yes, I praise Him anywhere. Give unto the Lord all my cares. I raise my hands up. My hands up. I am so grateful for what He's done for me. He show me favor. He watches over me. And when I'm all alone, he comes to comfort me. I am so grateful, so thankful. And I can't worry about what people say about me. Because of jealousy, they crucified the king. I gotta focus on what he has for me. And I know he'll take care of all my enemies. So be encouraged and don't faint. Cause sometimes these things, they just won't change the name. Keep the faith and get down on your knees and pray for them. In Jesus' name, I raise my hands up in the air. Yes, I praise him anywhere. Give unto the Lord all my cares. I raise my hands up. My hands one more time, my hands up in the air. Oh, yes, I praise him anywhere. Cast upon the Lord all my cares. I raise my hands up. My hands up. When my enemies be telling lies on me, they let their tongues run and can't control their feet. Instead of gossiping, no understanding, and trying to spread some news, telling the wrong things. I can't worry about what people say about me. Because of jealousy, they crucified the king. I gotta focus on what he has for me. And I know he'll take care of all my enemies. So be encouraged and don't faint. Cause sometimes these things, they just won't change the name. Get down on your knees and pray for them. In Jesus' name, I raise my hands up in the air. Oh, yes, I praise him anywhere. Cast upon the Lord all my cares. Wonderful. I raise my hands up. I raise my hands up in the air. Oh, yes, I praise him anywhere. Cast upon the Lord all my cares. Yeah, 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 yeah. Won't you help me sing it? I'm not worried about what people say about me. My praise is designated for God only. They talked about Jesus and they'll talk about you too. What will you do? What will you do? We gotta pray. We gotta pray. We gotta pray. Say church, we gotta pray. We gotta pray. We gotta pray. Say church, we gotta pray. We gotta pray. We gotta pray. We gotta pray for the pray, 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 pray. I raise in the air and I praise him anywhere. Cast upon the Lord all my cares. I raise my hands up. My hands up. I raise my hands up in the air. Oh yes, I praise him anywhere. Cast upon the Lord all my cares. All my cares, all my cares, all my cares. Oh yes, I praise him in the air. Yes, I praise him anywhere. Cast upon the Lord all my cares. Oh yes, oh yeah, oh yes. Oh, I raise my hands up in the air. Oh yes, I praise him anywhere. Cast upon the Lord all my cares. All my cares everywhere. I raise my hands up. Oh yes, I raise my hands up. My hands up.
We've been oppressed for so long. We've been held down for too long. We've been through the fire. We've been through the floods. The people starving now. We don't know which way to turn.
once blind, but now I see that you paid it all when you hung upon a tree. You're my king, even my high priest. Lord, you're the only one who can intercede for me, to take my prayer before the Father when I fall down on my knees. You know my prayer even before I speak. You're my king, even my high priest. I have found you. Now all of that has changed. You gave me your word, and your word, it brought me peace. You're my king, Lord, you're my high priest. Create in me a clean heart, and renew a right spirit in me. For you're my high priest, Lord, I call on thee in times of need. Save me, oh God, from my own ways. Save me. Spare me, oh Lord, to live long. God gave the truth that I see. You're my high priest. Create in me a clean heart, and renew a right spirit in me. Oh,